Hi, this is Shell of Shell's Creations, and I want to share a tip with you today about how to use stacks in different and creative ways to speed up your scrapping. We're going to start with this stack. It is stack number 1 from the EIEIO collection, and as you can see, you could create a layout with this just the same way it is, adding some pictures, a title, and some journaling, and maybe a few elements. But I'm going to see if I can show you some creative ways to do it. So we're going to start with this, we want to resize it. Resize the image size. We're going to go down to 11 inches square. Okay, if I click on resample image, I'll be able to leave the resolution at 300 pixels per inch. This is a brand new version of Photoshop Elements 9. Haven't used it very much. Okay, I'm also going to use the EIEIO plain craft paper. Let's drag that down onto the plain craft paper. Okay, I want a ruler so that I can see where things are lining up. I'm going to move this over to about right here. Then holding down my Alt key, see how those two little arrows appeared? I'm going to drag it over and put a duplicate one on this side. Now, just to add some creativity to it, I'm going to tilt the angle just slightly on that one and double click. I can double click on it to confirm that I want that change. And this one I'm also going to, right up here by the corner, you can see I have the little two arrows that tells me that I'm going to turn it. Let's do that. Let's shift it down a little bit. Okay, and again, I can either click right on this green arrow or green checkbox to commit the current operation, or double click anywhere on the object. Let's show rulers. View rulers so I can see. Whoa. There we go. So I can see about where that is. Let's see. I think I kind of want a little bit more showing. So I'm going to select both of these and I'm going to move it over just a little bit to about right. Let's see, about right there. You can decide where you want it. Okay, these layers need a shadow on them. So I have a paste my favorite drop shadow on both of those layers. And we are ready to go. Okay, that offset look that is a popular trend right now is really easy to use those stacks and any other paper from the kit or any other paper from your collection that fits in to work with that. And then in order to turn it into a full layout, we need to add some journaling, a title, and pictures, which I'd already prearranged so you didn't have to watch all of those details. And ta-da, there's our first layout. Okay, the last one that I showed you shifted left to right. Our offset was a horizontal offset. Now we're going to do a vertical offset. This time we're going to use the stack number 2 from the prehistoric stacks and the solid green olive solid paper number 4 from the prehistoric stack. The first thing again that we need to do is reset the image size. Let's take that down to 11 inches again. And we can drag that onto our olive solid, and this time let's shift up about right there. Hold down the Alt key. See the double arrows appear. Now we can drag a second copy of it. I want to put it right about right there. Let's show the rulers. That puts it at about 10. And I need a grid. I'm going to put that one at about 10 and a half, 10 and a quarter inches up. So I want to click on both of them and adjust it just a little bit because I want to put that a little bit higher. As you can see on the top of this one, it has a little bit of my background stack up here. One of the tricky things about our eyes from the time that we are little and we learn about object permanence, when we learn that peekaboo doesn't mean our mom's gone, our eyes do not think that things are missing. If you see a photo where it's cropped off at the knee of a person, we don't think, oh, that person has no knees. Our mind just automatically assumes that there's a knee there and goes on with it. And the same thing will be true when you're adjusting these things and leaving things hanging off the edge of your photos. Your mind will just assume that the rest of the paper's there. Let's add our favorite layer style to this. And it's ready to go. Turn it into a layout. Let's add a photo, a title, and some journaling, and that layout is finished and ready to go. There's the second one. The third sample that I want to show you is another alternative for offsetting, but now on this one we're just going to use the edge of the stack. This one is the fireworks stack number 2 from the fireworks extras, and we are going to put it on fireworks paper number 5 that's just an off-white. This one, when we resize, I want to do it a little bit smaller. We're going to resize it to be 9.5 inches. And we'll drag that onto our white paper. I'm going to rotate it, putting my cursor up here in the corner. We'll rotate it, and I'm going to shift it. If I hold down Shift key, then I only have a certain choice of what angles it will, and I want to do it directly this way. Let's put it about right there. Now, holding down my Alt key, we'll duplicate it, drag one over. This time I'm going to rotate it the other direction, spin it around, hold down the Shift key so that you get that exact angle, and put it on this side at about right here. And a quick way to line those up. Let's see if they're lined up. They are lined up. If I'd used the Shift key, I would be able to line those up. Again, we need to add our favorite drop shadow, paste in a drop shadow there. And it just kind of gives us a border. A little bit of the stack on the edges will give us a border on each side. Let's add the title, layout, and photos to that one. And there's our finished layout for that version of using the stacks. Okay, the final one that I want to show you is an offset that does both a horizontal and a vertical offset. And we're going to use the Here Kitty Kitty Stack 3, and we're going to put it on the Here Kitty Kitty paper number 3, which is an off-white solid. The first thing we need to do is resize it. Control Alt and I brings up our image resize. The size we want on this one is 11 inches. Now let's drag that down onto the Here Kitty Kitty page. Okay, I'm going to show my rulers. View rulers. And I also want to show the grid. Okay, and where to put it. This one, I think we'll try putting it about right there. Hold down the Alt key, let's duplicate it and put one right over here. I want to leave about 1/2 inch in between. And now I'm going to move it again. I could click again and move them one at a time, but if I click on both of them and hold down Alt, it will duplicate both of them. And I want to put them again down about 1/2 inch right there, like that. Okay, again, these need a drop shadow, so if I click on the top layer, hold down Shift and click on the bottom layer, now what I do will happen to all of them. Right click and paste my favorite drop shadow layer in. Okay, let's add a title, photos, and journaling to that layout, and we have again a completed layout. That's a quick way to use your stacks in an additional way, so it stretches your stash instead of just having them the way they are. You can offset them like this. And it also adds some variety and gets that trendy offset look. I hope you've enjoyed this idea for how to use your stacks to expand your stash and create quick layouts.